What's up, guys? JZ Aquatics here, and day 2 of taking down summer tubs. We got this big 50-gallon. I got my pump in here. Maybe the pump setup will work. It's not actually attached, so maybe it'll just pump it out. I got swordtails to catch out of here, and I got to move that American sweetgrass plant to the big pond. Last time my other sweetgrass plant lived through winter, so hopefully this one will too. So we're going to go ahead and get pumping. I got a bucket to catch all the swordtails out. Yeah, that semi works. Good enough, I guess. Pull this out. Oh yeah. That thing has some roots on it. Actually take some of these rocks out. Yeah. I used that rock. Now we have an extra rock. How about that? There's also some plants in here, I believe. So we'll see. I shouldn't wear socks for this. What can you do? I have an idea. Good to have random PVC laying around your house, huh? That'll help with the splashing. Okay, shouldn't wear socks, noted. Now there is just a hornwort. It's a decent sized piece. I can see. Oh, that's a little piece. Throw that in the bucket. There should be a crap ton hair algae in here from the roots of that sweetgrass. Some leaves, bark. Look at that clump of algae. Crap ton of tadpoles in it. But this stuff is nasty. I hate hair algae. I'm sure everybody else in the world does too, but it's terrible. Junk. I told you this may or may not work. And it doesn't, that's for sure. Let me see if I got a hose real quick. Okay, found one with a hose. I actually had one laying around with a hose. So, get my net and we'll start trying to scoop up some swordtails. Maybe. Throw that in the bucket. Look at this. Oh, it's a moth. A bunch of tadpoles in it. Crap ton of tadpoles. I really don't need the mop because all the top minnows are gone that were in here. There's some corkscrew valve. Throw that in the bucket. There's a bunch of swordtails. They're floating around in here somewhere. I got the top minnow. Alright, we almost got it taken out. Here is my big female koi swordtail. I actually found some babies from her, so that's a good sign. Takedown hair out here in this pump is crazy. I've like flooded my patio too, by the way, so yeah. It's a bunch of tadpoles, a whole bunch of tadpoles. Oh, there's a big female swordtail. I think that's almost it for the pump. There was a swordtail. Thought about just dumping the whole thing out, but it's still pretty heavy. So we'll just keep fishing around. All tadpoles. There's a swordtail. Little baby swordtail. But still a swordtail. think I see some corkscrew valve right there. Yep, little bitty one. Alright, I'm gonna skip all this. Alright, so you can see we got it drained. We got all the swordtails out, all the tadpoles, all the plants into this little bucket. Now we're gonna go sort through this little bucket and figure out what kind of swordtails and stuff we got. Alright, got them all inside. I'm gonna try to sort them out. Hopefully sort them out. The net's dirty. And I got a little bucket right here I can throw just like plants and stuff in. So here's some corkscrew valve. Corkscrew valve, that's a good piece. Got some nice hornwort. There's no tadpoles hanging in it. It's a good piece of hornwort. There's another piece. A really tiny piece. All the pieces count. Remember that. And then we're gonna. I need a bigger net, huh? Let me get a bigger net. Here we go. And I guess I'm just gonna throw the tadpoles. Well, I don't know. I guess in this bucket, because there's some in here for sure. Alright, so here we got one neon. There's a neon. And there is koi in here, but I don't have enough containers to sort all of them out, so we're going to do that at the end. There's also a top minnow in here that requires a net, so we'll have to do that at the end as well. I already see a neon right here. Boom. And then all of these, except for that little one, are going to be orange or koi. I think the neon just flipped out. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there's the top minnow. There's one that jumped out of the container. This one jumped out earlier too. Alright, freeze. Grab the one that jumped out. Alright, this is a orange one. I'll get better shots of everything when we're done. That looks to be a neon. That of course flipped out. Tadpole. Flip that top one out. There's neon. I believe there's some guppies in here too. Another neon. Yeah, there's a red blind guppy in here. Put all of them in that bucket for now. Oh, that's a lot of swordtails, guys. That's a bunch of swordtails. top minnow is really cool actually, but I gotta find somewhere specific for him to go, because they are jumpers. You can't tell, they're natural jumpers. Snail. Orange. Trash. Alright, well the top minnow's in that bucket now. Got everything. Yep, I think we got them all. So we got, so far, about 7 neons. And then these are all the koi, orange. There's a couple guppies and a top minnow and some tadpoles. Y'all see these? There's a bunch in here. We'll try to flip the top minnow back into this little container he came from. Oh, guppy. Couldn't get him yet. Let's see if I can catch that guppy. It's a good looking red blonde tuxedo, that's for sure. There's that guppy. There's a couple tadpoles. We don't really want tadpoles, honestly. We don't want to bring them inside. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta figure out where to put all these guys. Alright, I'm just gonna take the top minnow and throw it into a big pond outside. It won't cause a problem out there and it'll live its life happily. So that's what we'll do real quick. Alright guys, here's my neon swordtails. I have fully recovered an entire colony just from sober tubbing. I was down to like 2 or 3 that were left in this tank. There's a female back there, there's a female, but that's like 2 or 3 I had left, and I put all these, put 2 or 3 in the summer tub, and here we are. Got a bunch of them now, and this blue light really brings out their color, so I'm just gonna dump them all in here. There we go. Alright guys, here's all the rest of the swordtails we got out. Quite a bit. All of these are orange and koi. They're already jumping at the bit to get out of here. And yes, I know the tank's cloudy, the substrate's not perfect, but what can you do? And there's all of those guys. Hopefully they'll love this tank. But that's the end of today's video. Of course I'm going to go put up all the plants, but that's the end of today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Come back to see us for some more tub takedowns, and I will see y'all later. Peace.